So for me, being a hairstylist as well as a trichologist, it's like the best of both worlds. You have, in a sense, just like having a nurse and a doctor. You know, the nurse is at the bedside, just like the hairstylist. I feel like I'm at the bedside. I'm behind the chair. I get a chance to see firsthand, what exactly I'm looking over and now analyzing in that scalp. But then with trichology, just like the doctor, now I'm here to treat and heal, and help you to discover what is the root cause of your issue. Um, so to me, that's how I would equate being a hairstylist as well as a trichologist at the same time. Number 16. How often should I treat my hair?
Now, this is a very interesting question, and it's not specific enough for me.
Right.
And this is something that you and I talked about.
Right.
My experience has not led me to, how to say, to one specific treatment for the hair. And I'm not saying that yours has. What I'm suggesting is that mine.
I understand.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It just hasn't led me there. And
this is why we're doing this together, you know what I mean? Because like I said, we're very similar, but our backgrounds have differences.
Just a bit of difference.
Right, your approach is your approach and mine is mine.
Yeah,
so
right.
There's nothing better or least. Or
oh, no. Yeah, so the whole point is, for me, when a customer says, how often should I do a treatment on my hair? Immediately, as a professional, I think of things like Brazilian blowout or thermal straightening treatment or some type of deep conditioning treatment or something like that. Now, what you explained to me is what you'll explain to us all, what treatment means to you. So, what does treatment mean to you?
So, what treatment means...
when a customer asks you what treatment is to you.
Right. So, what treatment means to me is what it means to them, right? Specifically what it means to them. Through my experience, my whole, career being a hairstylist, when a person is asking for a treatment, they're usually referring to like a hot oil treatment, a deep conditioning treatment, or like a protein treatment, right? So liquid protein, meaning that you're utilizing this as a step after the shampoo process, right? So when you say Brazilian blowout, you're speaking of a protein, a keratin protein treatment, right? And in that regard, it's like a fortification of that hair shaft. So you're utilizing amino acids and proteins, right, to coat the hair. So you're creating like a force field, so to speak, right?
Correct.
So the hair is already made up of keratin protein. It's 97%, at least 97% keratin protein. So you're taking more protein to kind of like, almost like a plastic sheath on a straw.
Correct.
You're covering it all with this protection layer, that's like impenetrable.
Correct.
So to a degree, right?
Well,
because it still is organic matter and material.
Correct.
But that is a treatment, and that is a protein treatment on a different level. But the protein treatments that I'm used to doing and have done over my career are like the liquid proteins, like
so like an Aphogee,
like an Aphogee, or DRC or something like that. So where you apply this liquid protein to the hair, allow it to set for a period of time with heat, because the heat allows that cuticle to open, and these proteins are then directed to the negative sites in that hair shaft.
Correct.
And repair or kind of bridge a gap or create some type of glue, so to speak, until the next time. So they have time to break down, just like the smoothing treatment, the keratin smoothing, it breaks down over time. You know what I mean? So it's the same.
And you're right, like the Brazilian blowout.
Yeah.
After 90 days, the product is primarily broken down.
Right.
Yeah.
So that force field is now penetrating.
Yeah.
Right.
Indeed.
So, but in this regard, in my career, like when I was doing relaxers, I used to do a liquid protein treatment on schedule. So the week or 2 weeks prior to that chemical service, we did a protein treatment, right? And we followed up in that same, session with a moisturizing treatment because we needed to create that balance, because protein can be very drying, right? So then we follow up with a deep, heavy moisturizing mask most of the time in that same process, right? And, in between, we use our, less moisturizing conditioners. But when someone's asking for that deep conditioner, that's that deep mask conditioning treatment. Or these are your moisturizing conditioners that you may add some oil to during that process, So when I see this question, right, that's what I think of, because I know that's what they're asking me.
I got you.
They expect me to just automatically know.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
So, and I can understand, you're like, well, wait, what is that? Because it's like, what are you asking me exactly? And those are the questions too, because I have to ask that question.
Yeah, we need to know as professionals what the consumer, what does the customer need? What are they looking for?
Right.
If it's a hot oil treatment, here's an example. I haven't offered a hot oil treatment in 20 years. You know what I mean?
Me either. I've never.
And so when you say, if a customer were to ask me, okay, well, how often should I do a treatment? And I don't know what type of treatment that they're referencing. That's going to be difficult for me to suggest.
Right.
Brazilian blonde, I say, all right, once every 3 months, once every 90 days.
Right.
So now I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So we just got to ask that question. What exactly are you asking?
What exactly do you mean? Yeah.
Right.
So what would you recommend as far as like a hot oil treatment? If a customer was asking, what's a treatment?
Again,
so would you say like,
these things come from a place, and they do have a place, right? I have never offered a hot oil treatment, but if I'm going to think of a certain hair type that can really, really benefit from this, it's going to be that type 4 hair, that type 4C, 4C plus hair. Okay. Because of the curl pattern is so tight, right? It's not afforded that opportunity to have these oils slide through the hair. So yes, we're going to do this deep mask moisturizing treatment, right? But we can also do a hot oil treatment to where we're utilizing heat and oil to help penetrate or seal or cling to that hair shaft, which is then going to provide some type of barrier function and protection. Those are really the only hair types that I think benefit the most from a hot oil treatment. Okay. Anything outside of that is like, no, I think now it's catering to the buildup. But this hair type needs that because it's like naturally prone to be dry.
Yeah. Okay.
By nature.
Right.
So that's the only time. But treatment wise, I know you're asking me about either a deep conditioner or a protein treatment or a hot oil treatment.
Gotcha.
So, little question: what do you mean? What are you used to? Now if this is someone who's not my client, right, or my my regimen, client, what do you mean? Okay. But if it's someone that I'm like, I got you. Really, I'm going to let you know when this should be done because I'm the one in control here, and I'm the one that's pulling these strings and letting you know what your hair needs to stay balanced. And then you'll know. I'll let you know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. So that's how I would handle that.
That type of question. I got you. So I would handle that question exactly some way similar. I just would ensure that I understand exactly what my customer was looking for. So are we looking for more of a keratin treatment? The Brazilian, or are we looking for more of a K18 treatment? Something that targets the hair on a cellular level. What are we looking for? And so then I can recommend to my customer what type of treatment that I can offer them and how frequent.
I mean, and then like with the K18s and like the Olaplexes and things, those are like those bond builders, right? But those are also things that clients can utilize themselves at home on a regular basis, right? True. With instruction. I would say
I agree with that.
I would say K18 is probably a little user friendly than Olaplex, and then it really depends on that individual which one is which. I recently started using K18, which I do like, but I've noticed differences on different hair types, right? It translates a little better on certain hair types than it does on others. Olaplex I've used for years, but I mainly use like 2 parts of the Olaplex system, and one is my chemical process and one is the post-chemical process. Those have been the main 2, parts of Olaplex
Right.
that I've used.
Right.
Yeah, the shampoo, and the conditioning, the maintenance line, but those particular two have been my staple pieces, and I've had success with them. I haven't had any, discrepancies. And, with the Brazilian blowout, the B3, right?
B3, right.
I've recently started utilizing that too.
Which I've been using for so many years. I adore it because
Right.
it just works.
And I can't really speak to it yet.
Yeah,
I used it on a few people so far.
And I'm not endorsing Brazilian.
Right, we're not
That is
endorsing.
funny. We're not endorsing any
anyone.
product.
We're just talking about the products that we utilize
Yeah.
within our profession.
Right.
In our day to day.
Right.
Right. But I had another stylist friend talk to me about it, and it was funny because you and I had just talked about
Right.
it. And then she's like, she pulls this big bottle out her purse. It was so funny, right? We were at a conference, and she's like, "You down with this?" And I was just like, and I was like, you know what? Actually, yes. I told her about you.
Yeah.
Like him and I just had this conversation about it. And what she said was, what you didn't touch upon, but when I brought it up to you, it's like, exactly. She said what she liked about it, she compared it to Olaplex directly. She said she liked that how it did not interfere with her chemical process.
It does not alter the
Specifically
formula.
color, right? And that was key to me because I had to get clever and creative with Olaplex, in my chemical process because I realized this is going to block me because it's building up these walls, right, that I'm trying to tear down. This, from my understanding, is providing repair through the process without blocking my process.
Correct.
And that was important to me. So I still have yet to see that,
Okay.
and I still need to.
Yeah.
I'm still going to keep working with it. I use it on one of my clients, and I can say, right, her color is sticking a little longer. And she comes every week, and she gets heat styling. So that's major because her color is still maintaining. I don't know. It may be something there, with that process. And it's sticking staining power. That is important as well, too, especially when it comes to color, right? And I have utilized it in some of my relaxer processes, too.
Right, that's what you said before.
Yeah, so, but that post-treatment afterwards, I still use the post-chemical treatment process with the Olaplex.
Okay.
I still like it. I like the way the hair feels, and I can really see, like, if it's curly hair, that curl pops, and, if it's smooth, straight hair, it's silky, it's slick, it's smooth. So that I could see. I can still see. So I feel like I'm going to use every piece of arsenal that I have.
Good for you.
Right.
Good for you, truly.
Right.
Truly.
Right.
To offer the best you can for your customer.
Right.
Good for you.
Depending on who that person
Good
is.
for you.
Right.
But yeah, so treatments definitely depends for me. And I need as much clarity as possible to understand what type of treatment I can offer you and whether or not I even professionally recommend it.
So that's number 16. But we kind of got like 16 and a half, 15 and a half, so to speak, And this next question is, what is the LOC or LCO method and who is it for? Do you want to take that one?
So no, because I don't want to take it. I don't have a lot of customers who actually wear their hair in styles that require me to utilize lotion, oil, and creams versus
It's liquid.
or liquid oils and creams versus an alternative to that
versus liquid cream oil, right? And I'm going to throw another one on her, butter too, oil. So it could be oil or butter, right? So I'm going to disagree with you, right? Because
What you gonna disagree about?
that you don't have clients that require this.
I said a lot of clients. I didn't say clients. I don't have a lot of customers.
Yeah, but I still disagree with you, and this is the reason why. You use your K18 system, right? So you're always applying this mask, leave-in mask, right? After your cleansing, conditioning process, right? On everyone. That is part of this system, right?
Yeah.
So you may not be utilized, and hold on, you use silicones too.
I use a whole heap of silicone.
Right, okay. So that's another part of this system, right? So that mask would be the cream. The silicone would be the oil aspect of it.
So from my understanding, I thought I understood this question being posed as more of a technique and maintenance for the customer to do at home, not as far as what I do as a professional to offer styling.